It's Jim Gordon here with SmallCapPower. We're at the VRIC conference here in Vancouver for 2019. I'm here with Ivan Bebek. He is the executive chairman of Auryn Resources. Find out more information, aurynresources.com. Nice to have you with us here today.
Thank you for having me.
You're quite welcome. Let's talk about a general overview of Oren, first of all, for people that may not be familiar with the company.
Sure. Oren's the third company we built as a group. Mm-hmm. We had two great successes before. We found 5 million ounces of gold in a company called Keegan.
Okay.
The company did very well. It's now a producing mine. Second company was Auryn Resources. We sold it to Agnico Eagle for $205 million amidst the bear market in 2014. That was a high-quality exploration project, but no resources.
Yeah.
We took what we learned in those two companies and we built a portfolio in Oren, and we hired Newmont's former global exploration team to go out and find the next major globally significant deposit on the planet. And so in doing so, we now have 7 projects. We're in Canada and Peru as well, southern Peru as well. And the two that you'd probably hear most about originally was Committee Bay, where we spent the most of our money so far. We've spent about $85 million to date from when we started this venture. And we've narrowed it down to Committee Bay and Sombrero as 2 main flagships, and they're both extremely compelling to be the next major discoveries in the world. One's gold and one's gold and copper.
And please maybe give a little more discussion on both projects. I noticed that on January 7th you made an announcement starting the year off right with good news. Can you talk a bit about that involving the Sombrero project in Peru?
Yeah, the Sombrero project was, we believe it's an analog to Las Bambas, which is about 1.7 billion tons of 0.6% copper molybdenum. As you move west on this belt, you get into our potential area where we're going to drill is copper gold.
Right.
1.7 billion tons of 0.6% copper is worth about 50 million ounces of gold.
Yeah.
We found at Sombrero, through a small window of erosion, we started doing work. We found that the scale is very similar to Las Bambas. The rocks are the same. The scale in the rocks and then the grade of copper and gold we're seeing on surface is spectacular. So Las Bambas is copper and moly. We are copper and gold.
Right.
We have the structural scales and multiple targets that would make it an analog to one of the largest mines in the world. And so that's what Sombrero is. The announcement you spoke of is Milpak. Milpak is the 5th target to come out with several samples between 2 to 8% copper, showing an area, again, that was overlooked by others that didn't come into this area because of volcanic cover. And we just keep finding more and more major centers for potential major deposits to occur on this belt that we've acquired in Peru.
When I've seen interviews with you, you talk occasionally about your team and how you built this team, and you have a solid team to go out there and search and find and everything like that. You seem to have a real passion and philosophy about how you put your team together. That's not competing for dollars and everything like that.
Well, a couple factors. One is the team came from Newmont, from a major mining company.
Okay.
And the big challenge between major mining companies, and this is no disrespect to any of them, is that there's usually 25 geologists competing for 25 budgets for their projects, right? We took a group, they all have different backgrounds, and we said, guys, we're going to take away the red tape that you normally have to fight through for budget. We're going to give you guys the absolute creativity, and you guys get to go focus on our portfolio.
Yeah.
What they've done an incredible job of in the 85 million we've spent, and the most of it being at Committee Bay, they have helped us decide which assets are going to make that threshold of a 5, 10, 20 million ounce discovery, and which ones may be better to sell to finance this effort to keep going. So again, we've narrowed it down to 2 assets that we're going to drill this year, Committee Bay and Sombrero. Committee Bay is everyone's about to see a major revelation there because we brought in machine learning. It's in none of it. It's next to the last major mine found in the world.
I was going to say, that's the tagline with that one,
So just to make it a little shorter, Committee Bay and then Sombrero and Peru are both going to be drilled this summer.
Okay.
We have 2 assets that we're selling. We're dealing with multiple parties. We've been at discussions for 2 years on selling these assets. The gold price obviously helps. Our ambition is to sell these assets, have between 2 to 4 years of aggressive working capital to go drill the world's next major gold deposit up north and the world's one of the largest copper deposits ever in the world down in Peru. So pretty exciting time.
I was going to say, did you just answer my next question without knowing it? That I was going to say your plans and projects and projections for 2019. Is it those 2 projects to focus on?
It is those 2. A tremendous year ahead of us. I'd say the biggest challenge is not the market. Our share price is at a 3-year low. But things have never been better.
Okay.
And in our past company, same thing happened. Our company was at 67 cents. A year later, Agnico bought us for $3.50 per share. What's the challenge, and everybody has to know this, at this conference or in the entire space, is finding metal.
Right.
I'm excited when my share price goes up, but I'm half as, or not even a tenth as excited as finding a huge amount of copper or gold in the ground. No one's finding it. We have two of the biggest exploration plays in the juniors in the world.
Yeah.
And we are drilling year 5 at Committee Bay with a lot of knowledge, machine learning, and no one's ever drilled Sombrero in Peru before. It's going to be a maiden discovery if it's there. And the surface mineralization tells us that it's there. It's just, what's the grade going to be?
Yeah,
so it's a really exciting time.
Looks like a good year coming up for you. Wish you all the best, actually.
Year, yes.
Ivan Bebek, he's the executive chairman of Auryn Resources. AurynResources.com, by the way. Look for that if you want more information. Someone just dropped a plate. Anyway, pleasure to meet you on that note.
Nice to meet
didn't
you.
interrupt
Yes,
your
of course,
talking.
no problem at all. Thank you so much.